Okay, let's talk a little bit about Gunko because in one of the latest chapters in One Piece in the manga, Gunko had a memory pop up, and in that memory, we clearly saw her as a little girl, and Brook apparently was there with her because we don't know per se if it's Brook 100%, but you let me know. It's a tall guy from the back. He's got an afro and he's saying, yo ho ho. I'll let you guess who says that all the time in One Piece in a way. And there's not that many characters that have the same laugh or the same, characters or features in a way. And so from that scene, as soon as everybody read it, everybody online was like, yeah, no, totally, that was totally Brook at that point. And now the race is set. And the race is all about guessing or even knowing who Brook was to Gunko at that time. Because there's a few options, and it's either he was her dad or he was not her dad. And before we start guessing if it's actually true that she's the daughter to Brook or not, actually, let's talk a little bit about Brook's past, what we know about him. So Brook, before being one of the pirates for Luffy, he was before that dead for like 50 years, He was basically alive, but he was roaming around that triangle where he got lost for literally 50 years. And thanks to Luffy and all of that, that's how he was actually able to get away from that place. But before that, so just like I said, 50 years in that triangle. But before even that, he was actually a pirate. He was the second in command for the Rumbar pirates. And at that point, all of those pirates were musicians. They were all, playing one kind of music in a way, one kind of instrument in a way, and they all played together in a symphony. And they all created beautiful music throughout all of their story until, their fatal day where they all died. And Brook then got to the devil fruit that he was able to eat. He was able to revive himself, by having a second life in a way. But the thing is, after he died, by the time his soul came back to his body already, got the way it is today. But he was still able to possess his own body in a way, which still worked out at the end. But before that, he was actually a commander of the royal guard of a country, of a kingdom, of a whole kingdom, So to have that position in a country, you gotta be pretty up there. Even as like your strength wise, you gotta be pretty strong to have that position in a way. So for Brook to be there, okay, we understand where he is. And so now let's start to guess. Do you think Gunko is Brook's daughter? Yes or no? From another part in the chapter, in one of the chapters, we also see that Brook recognizes the face of Gunko a little bit, and he's like, yeah, she looks a little bit familiar, so he already recognized her face. And from this, let's go with the options, option A and option B. Option A, yes, she is the daughter of Brook, and in that case, okay, so she was Brook's daughter. Then what happened? He was the commander-in-chief or whatever of that royal guard. And from guesses, he, in a way, knew who the God's Knights were. So let's say, back in the day, something happened to the country where he was. The God's Knights came with some of the celestial dragons, and something happened like, just like in God Valley, where they had their competition where they killed literally everybody in the island and they took everything. Basically, let's say that the same thing kind of happened. They came over there, transformed everybody into, slaves in a way, and going like, okay, now we're going to be killing everybody and no one will survive. And then from there, maybe that something happened to actually Brook at that point and he was not able to protect his daughter, and something happened to the daughter. And that something was that maybe there was a compatibility in between her and him, and she got taken by Im-sama so that she can be a potential host in a way in the future for her. Maybe in that option, maybe she was Brooks' daughter, you never know. And the fact that she survived for more than 70 or 80 years or something like that. The fact that she's with him, yes, she's immortal. She's gonna survive through years and years and not age in a way. So maybe. And now for the option B, she's not Brooks' daughter, but who is she then? With Brooks' position, in the royal guard or whatever, he would have been able to actually hang out with whoever was in a very high place in that palace, in that country, in that kingdom, you know. So if that was the case, maybe he was actually hanging out with the daughter of the king, and she was actually a princess of that kingdom. And same case, something happened. Maybe the God's Knights came with the celestial dragons. They started their competition. Im-sama saw that there was that compatibility in between her and Gunko, took her, boom, everything got destroyed, and that's where Brook decided to be a pirate by the end, you know? And so one of the main clues that we can possibly get is if we see, for example, we've never seen Brooks's eyes, Brooks's real eyes. Even throughout the past, we've always seen Brook wearing some sort of glasses on him. And if in one of those backstories we get to see Brook with no glasses, and maybe that his eyes are of different colors, maybe that's her dad. Maybe. Because Gunko has different set of eyes. Like this color is different from the other color. You know, another case would be that maybe in the next chapters, Brook is gonna recognize her and start running towards her and say something to Gunko and make her remember something, you know, and that will make him kind of get out of Gunko, for example, for a couple seconds, and they can talk until him, of course, regains power over Gunko, and they continue the fight that's going on in Elbaf currently, you know. And so from all of this, we have a couple clues and a little bit of evidence towards the fact if it can truly be her dad or not. But I guess time will tell, and we'll discover if Gunko is actually the daughter of Brook or not. But from my own guess, personally, I don't think that's his daughter. I think she was probably the princess to that kingdom, and then yes, something actually happened to that kingdom. Because just like Brook remembered it, he was able to recognize the God's Knights once he saw them. He was like, yeah, they're that strong. Okay, that's the God's Knights then. So from that point, he already saw them in the past, and he had an encounter with them, probably. Maybe for the bad, and they had a little competition in that country, and everybody died, and at the end, Brook got away, and Gunko became a slave to the world government in a way, and him in a way. And so on that note, let me know down in the comments below, who do you think Gunko's dad is, and who do you think Brook is to Gunko, you know? Let me know down in the comments below, and please like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Peace.